welcome back to Juby's EduLit. Today's video is an important video in which we will be discussing on some important questions and topics that can be asked for the September 2020 exams, which will be extended up to November. So without much delay, let's get on to our video. So first of all, let's see each of the modules and important topics and questions that can be asked on each of these modules based on our study of the past question papers as well as the two exams that were conducted on September 24 and September 25. We come to the conclusion that these are some of the important areas that you must not miss while you are going to write the NTA exam paper 1. Okay, so starting from teaching aptitude. So for the September 24 and 25 exams, the trend was that a lot of questions were asked from teaching aptitude and research aptitude. Based on our understanding with some of the aspirants who have already attended the exam, we come to know that for the September 24 and 25 exams, the difficult questions were from the teaching aptitude and research aptitude. They were not that difficult. They were a bit confusing questions. While the general opinion was that paper 1 was quite easy comparatively to the December 2019 exam. This was the general understanding we got based on the two exams that were conducted on September 24 and 25. Anyway, let's analyze the important topics. Okay, so for the September 20, so from teaching aptitude, some important areas that you must not miss for your last minute revision as well as for your preparation that levels of teaching is an important module that you must not miss. Levels of teaching is a usual question, the memory level, the understanding level and reflective level. Anyway, questions will be asked from this part. For the past year, even though you look into the past year question papers, you can be viewing such questions, right? Then teaching aids. The COVID-19 situations, most of the classrooms are online classrooms and the ICT is introduced into these teaching methods and teaching aids. So you can be expecting questions from aids, teaching aids. Then also methods of teaching is an important topic. Also the module, also the topic which bridges teaching aptitude and communication, the classroom communication is an important topic that can be asked. For the online methods, teaching aids and the methods of teaching and levels of teaching are some important topics that can be asked from teaching aptitude, and based on 24th and 25th exams, about 6 questions, 5 to 6 questions are asked from teaching aptitude itself. So you must be giving more importance to that topic. Then comes the research aptitude, and based on our understanding, we come to know that from research aptitude, some difficult and confusing questions are again asked. Students find difficulty with questions from research aptitude itself, and they and aspirants said that the questions are not like what they expected. It's quite confusing and difficult for them to answer. So you must be giving more importance to research aptitude and teaching aptitude, which itself can give you a good mark while cracking the paper 1. Okay, so from research aptitude for the September 24th exams, about 6 to 7 questions were asked from research aptitude itself. And from research aptitude, the important topics are types of research, which is an important topic that comes under research aptitude topic, and then research ethics, then thesis writing. For the last 2 exams, 24th and 25th exam, questions were there from thesis writing itself. And also for the 24th exam, there was a question on positivist approach to research. Okay, so positivist approach and post-positivism is also an important part from research aptitude, and you must not be skipping especially the types of research, which is also a regular question from all these years. while we are looking through the question papers, we ourselves can understand the types of research. They will be giving you a situation and you have to identify what kind of research be applicable to such a situations, whether it is action research, whether it is historical research. They will be whether it is ex post facto research. You have to answer from that. So that is teaching aptitude and research aptitude. Then comes comprehension. Of course, for any NET exam there will be a question on comprehension. And based on our understanding, it was said that the question that was asked for the September 24 comprehension was quite easy, while it is quite confusing for the September 25th exam, which was on marketing or something, comprehension related to that. And 5 questions. If you pay good attention in reading and understanding, you will be scoring 10 marks from that portion as well. Then comes communication. From communication, the regular question, that is barriers to communication, is a regular question. Then classroom communication, it will be there and it is an important subtopic in communication. Then comes verbal, the types of communication, especially the verbal and non-verbal communication is important. When you analyze questions itself, you can understand that verbal and non-verbal communication, the types of non-verbal communication, proxemics, haptics, kinesics, these are all asked from the communication itself. Then comes mathematical reasoning. Of course, you can expect number series, letter series, blood relation. And for the September 25th question, there were questions from letter series and number series. And based on our understanding, it is said the aspirants who have written on September 25, they said that the questions was easy on September 25th, number series and letter series. A basic understanding of it can answer those who have the basic understanding of it can surely be scoring good marks on it. So pay good attention to number series and letter series. Then comes the question that was then comes the questions from logical reasoning, which is also an important module because a lot of questions were asked from this module as well. The important topic that you must not miss from logic reasoning is Indian logic reasoning. You must not miss that part, and there were questions on pramanas and especially on Anumana on September 25th question paper. So you must not be missing the pramanas and the Indian logic reasoning as well as the structure and kinds of Anumana as well as Vyapti, etc. And from logic reasoning, another important question that will necessarily be asked is the fallacies. Of course, fallacies will be there, and 1 or 2 questions you can expect from fallacies, as well as you can expect question from classical square of opposition. You should be learning of, you must be knowing of classical square of opposition as well. So these are some important topics that you must not miss while you are learning on logic reasoning. Indian logic reasoning, classical square of opposition, then fallacies, syllogism, and all these questions you must not miss. Because these are necessary questions in every question paper that you look at. And next comes ICT. Usually this time the questions were generally easy for the students from this topic of ICT. The questions were there from URL, bytes, and all these basic questions were there from ICT. It was comparatively easy. Aspirants who have written the exam have said that it was comparatively easy for this time the exam. Anyway, you have to pay attention to ICT because I have said that in teaching aptitude, this ICT is integrated into modern teaching methods. So you can expect questions like the online classrooms, Google Meet, Zoom. Also, this type of questions will be there from ICT as well. Then comes people development and environment. Of course, you can expect questions from pollution. Generally, the current affairs are usually asked from this module and higher education and ICT as well, because the governments introduce new policies into it. Usually these current affair questions are usually from these 3 modules. Okay, from environment you can expect questions on maybe the protocols, Montreal Protocol, Kyoto Protocol. You can be expecting questions from International Solar Alliance as well, because nowadays in our policies, the International Solar Alliance is getting prevalent. So you must not be missing these protocols and the International Solar Alliance. And also, and from people development and environment, for this exam, there was a question like you will be given 2 to 3 objects like fossil fuel, then plants and some other materials, and you will be asked like you will be asked to arrange from which the maximum number of carbon emission, and you have to arrange on the descending order, like maximum number of carbon emission to lesser amount of carbon emission from which of these objects like fossil fuels, plants. So this was a question from environment part for the NTA UGC exam paper 1 of the September exam 2020. Okay, higher education system, relatively easy questions were from higher education for this exam as well. And from higher education, you can be expecting, anyway it's a guess, you can be expecting like the education and the higher education and technical education. It comes under which ministry of India, which union ministry. Now the Human Resource Development Ministry is known as the Ministry of Education. So it can be a good question from the higher education system. It is a current affair as well. It comes under the current affairs as well. And also you can be expecting of the new education policy, and especially this new education policy, not only the new policy, but also you must be knowing of the policies in which the changes have made. Okay, earlier some changes were made in the early years in the education policy. You should also be knowing of that as well. And then comes data interpretation. And data interpretation, of course, you know, you will be given a table. And suppose September 25th question, the question was like the performance of students in a classroom. The table was asked based on the performance of students in their studies. So you can expect questions like performance of students or companies, and you must be calculating the percentage, profit, loss, growth rate. All these must be learned, and you must be knowing of the formula as well before appearing the exam, because it can get you marks from that part as well. So we have just discussed the important topics and questions from all the 10 modules. Make a good revision and a good study of the 10 important topics and the modules. Okay, and do well for your exam, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.